Dahab's Blue Hole is a sinkhole about 120 meters deep and 35 meters wide, and how it formed has not yet been determined. But obviously, as long as it is related to the Sinai Peninsula, there is no shortage of legends related to miracles. Unlike all other blue holes on Earth, the Dahab Blue Hole is thought to have been formed by a meteorite that fell from the sky and landed on a coral reef off the coast. The most special thing is that there is a coral reef tunnel called Arch at a depth of about 52 meters on the side of the Dahab Blue Cave. The 26-meter-long tunnel leads directly to the open sea outside the Blue Hole. As the sun rises across the sea from Saudi Arabia in the morning, the light travels from the open sea directly through the tunnel into the Blue Hole. The bright, alluring blue will light up the entire underwater arch, exciting the viewer. Therefore, this arch is also known as the Underwater Cathedral. It is not only an underwater wonder that attracts many divers to pilgrimage, but also gives Blue Hole diving a unique challenge. The unique geological formations of the Dahab Blue Hole can provide divers with two different routes, but equally breathtaking diving experiences. The just mentioned Underwater Cathedral Arch is located at a depth of 52 meters and is only accessible to technical divers. So the Underwater Arch route is the first choice for technical divers and professional freedivers. To better understand this route, I made an animated demo. It is this route that gives the Dahab Blue Hole its title of Diver's Graveyard, and it is by no means a challenge for beginners or recreational divers to try. Divers first jump directly into the Blue Hole from a platform on the shore. Then dive vertically to a depth of 52 meters, where there is an arch tunnel entrance that connects the interior of the Blue Hole with the open sea. After admiring the magnificent underwater cathedral arch, the divers will pass through the 26-meter coral reef tunnel. This huge Gothic-style vaulted tunnel will take you to the open sea outside the Blue Hole. The exit is already about 100 meters deep. From there, the depth of the coral reef cliff continues to slope to the open sea bottom to 120 meters, then down to 150, 250, 300 meters, and finally descend to 1,000 meters. This is a challenge that can only be done with special training and using a mixed oxygen. After reaching the open sea outside the Blue Hole, divers can ascend along the outer wall of the Blue Hole, then climb over the saddle-shaped coral reef back to the Blue Hole, and end the dive after a safety stop in the water. Such a challenging dive site naturally has its associated legends. There is a local curse about the Blue Hole. A long time ago, a girl jumped to her death here because she was dissatisfied with her father's arranged marriage. The soul of the dead girl still lingers at the bottom of the Blue Hole. Like a siren in Greek mythology, it lures divers to make a pilgrimage to the cavernous coral reef tunnels at the bottom of the Blue Hole, like cathedral arches, where it devours their lives. If you think this is just an absurd legend, then the tombstones on the cliffs on the shore of the Blue Hole will make you understand that the Blue Hole, as the deadliest dive site in the world, is by no means a false name. On the cliffs less than 100 meters from the Blue Hole, you can see at least 17 monumental tombstones dedicated to divers. This makes the whole beach look like a cemetery. At least 200 divers have died here in the past 20 decades. Most of them were trained deep-water technical divers, diving instructors, and underwater photographers among the victims. Only a few remains of the wrecked divers were recovered, and most of the remains of the wrecked divers, along with their equipment, sank at the bottom of the Blue Hole. So the Blue Hole is a veritable diver's graveyard.